What's up, agents? A very happy 2026. And today we'll be giving a little bit of a late Christmas present from the Division game with a post about Survivors over on the X page. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So they posted this wallpaper for us to download, but like I did with the other pictures, I do want to do a little bit of a deep dive into it, see if we can kind of spy anything or any little clues, because if you remember on one of the previous live streams, Annie said that we should be looking at these posts a little bit closer. There are little bits of clues in them to kind of hint us along our way, and nobody seems to be spotting them. So here we are again, fresh in 2026. I'm not that fresh, but we're going to take a look at this post. So it says here, the trail doesn't end, which already is a little bit of a confusing sentence. The story keeps forming in the shadows. Happy New Year from all of us. Now, obviously, the Happy New Year is the general message, but I do wonder if there's something in the first part of that message. The trail doesn't end. The story keeps forming in the shadows. Now, is that something to do with the story that's going on right now that's going to lead us up to what happens in Survivors? Is that something exclusive to the DLC? Is the trail something to do with the game mode? There is 1,000,001 questions just from them two sentences that we can ask over and over and over again to ourselves. But as always, let me know what you think down below in the comments. So let's open up this picture and it gives us a link to download it. So I'm going to click that and let's get it on the big screen. Or not, because for some reason the image link doesn't work for me. Let me know if it works for you guys down below. Yeah, it just doesn't download. I don't know why. But anyway, let's take a look at what we can see. So we'll start off with the obvious here. We have the agent. The agent has the orange light on the shoulder. That is pretty normal. Nothing unexpected there. But then there's a lot of other things going on here. We've got what looks like a Happy Holidays sign here. We've got tents in the street. But then I think that is Lincoln Memorial, right, in the background. And I'm struggling to place whereabouts this actually is in the game, because this must be a completely different layout, because I don't think we have this kind of destruction in and around Lincoln Memorial, unless this is not Lincoln Memorial. But I think it pretty much looks like it is. You can see a white building here next to it. So it does look like there's some serious redesign of certain map areas to bring that winter chill and destruction kind of vibe to what has ever happened in the story to cause this to happen. If I'm wrong, by all means, let me know in the comments down below. The only thing I can kind of think where there's this kind of thing near it is, let's just load the game up. All right, so we can see the Washington Monument. I was calling it Lincoln Memorial, wasn't I? So let's get that right here. But if we have a look on the map, what is interesting is this is a pretty unpopulated area as far as it comes to buildings, and I think maybe there is a little bit of creative license here, and this is actually much further away than what I'm actually thinking. Like, if you look at the scale, and obviously the scale of the picture's not, you know, it's not really going to be anything to think about. We'd have to go quite far over in this direction for it to be, you know, and I don't think it's going to be along this way either, if you think about it, because this is all very open space. And then we've got up here to the White House, again, very open space, not really with any buildings in the background. And again, this way is very open space. So I am a little bit confused to where on the map this could be. Obviously it could be over here somewhere, you know, with some kind of look through, you know, maybe you can kind of look down this way and catch it. So like for outside of the archive, looks like it might have a shot on target to the actual memorial. So you can see here, you can see the memorial just in the background. But again, I don't get the sense that I'm in the right area. A lot of war going on around me here. It's very busy. But you can just about see the memorial down the street. But I don't really feel like I'm in this, you know, this doesn't feel like a very built up area. Nothing in and around these areas feels that built up, and we don't have that shot here. You know, maybe this building here is contaminated. Maybe. Try from this side. Yeah, going near the contaminated building, just over down here, you can't get a straight shot at the memorial to the to Washington Monument. So yeah, I'm a little bit confused to where this picture is, but again, maybe I am just reading too much into it and its artistic license, or maybe the map has undergone some significant amount of redesign. Let me know what you think though about that in the comments, and if you found the area, please do let me know. Obviously there's tents here, bringing you back to that survival feel where you could go in there and there could be some supplies for you to loot up. Moving away though from that, if you, I know these signs here, these evacuation last call signs as well. It says January. Is that? Oh, is that a clue? The evacuation last call, and then it says January. That's kind of scrubbed out a little bit. You might not be able to see it in the video unless you're full screen, but it does say January and it's kind of scrubbed out. So maybe that is some kind of clue for us there. That's it. That is interesting. And then obviously we have got the blood trail that looks like it comes out of this contaminated building here to the car. So interesting to see what would be on the other side of this car, which we're not being let into. So that's pretty interesting as well. Obviously we've got fires inside this building, or lights of some kind, or heat sources perhaps, if we're talking Division 1 style, keeping yourself warm with the survival. So it definitely looks like there's heat sources in here on this contaminated building, and we get the Christmas theme around as well. But then what is interesting is up here at this heat source here, that's definitely either, you know, a bad guy or another agent or something. There's definitely something going on in this contaminated building. There's another person. You can see the shadow just there in the window, which really is probably the main focal point of the picture. We've got a dead body hanging upside down here, but I don't think that's probably any clues at all. It looks like there is a light kind of shining here in this area, coming from the Christmas decorations, but again, that doesn't seem to be a telltale sign. I think my main takeaways are definitely the blood spill trail that we've got here to kind of indicate somebody has been injured. The lights with the agent in the contaminated building, so inside the contaminated building, which is definitely interesting. The January here on the road sign, and the fact that we can see Washington Monument in the background. I'm pretty sure that is what it is. What it is. I don't recall any other. You know, we're in DC. I don't recall that structure anywhere else anyway. So yeah, that kind of is interesting. I mean, could that be? So if the monument's there, I feel like it's a bit far away for it to be Lincoln Memorial, right? That stretch, you know, I feel like you could be here looking down. You see Washington Monument, and then Lincoln Memorial in the background. It does look like the monument is closer, but is that really Lincoln there? But again, where would this, you know, maybe that is the stretch. Maybe it is this contaminated building kind of redesigned, and it is that stretch, you know, straight down there to that. But I'm not sure. Definitely interested to let me know what you think in the comments down below. You guys might know DC better than I do, being an Englishman. You know, I'm not entirely qualified for this kind of map design. I don't think it would be this way. I think that's way, Capital's way too far away for that to be, unless it is, like I said, artistic license. But that's definitely not my main takeaway. You know, obviously it would be nice if I knew whereabouts on the map this was, but I think my main takeaway is definitely, you know, this says January. We've got the other player or somebody else up in there. What is this blood trail? You know, and it says here, the trail doesn't end. So blood trail you know, and the wording definitely does line up a little bit. But that's going to be it for the video. Looking forward to seeing all your responses down below in the comments. Happy New Year's again, agents. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.